Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, here to talk more Palworld updates, and boy oh boy, we got a lot of them. Obviously, we gotta go through the sales numbers and the concurrent player count because it has gone even higher as we are on, what is this, day 5? We're on day 5, but day 4 just wrapped up of Palworld being out, and man, these sales numbers are just insane. We'll talk about that. Don't want to retread too much, you guys know my feelings on it, but you knew Nintendo was gonna get a little bit of a wind about Palworld. I'm sure, like, in my head, in a comedic way, there's just some old dude at Nintendo just beating the hell out of an intern or something, being like, why is Palworld popping off, bro? But yeah, I'm sure, I'm sure they care to an extent. How much they care, I don't know, but we'll talk about that, and obviously there's a wild mod that is out, and let's just say the hardcore Pokemon fans are not that pleased. There's a lot to cover, so let's get right into it. First, let's talk sales numbers, because you guys know I am a sucker for commercial numbers and things like that. Day 4 of Palworld Early Access has topped 6 million sales, and the concurrent player count has topped 1.7 million. Guys, I want to say it was Friday. I think I woke up and I saw Friday morning that the concurrent player count was at like 500,000. I'm like, man, this game's crushing it. Then I saw 800,000. I was like, oh wow, 800,000. I was shocked by 800,000. I was like, okay, 800,000 is the ceiling. It's not gonna get anywhere higher, and it's just gotten higher and higher and higher. I don't know how high it's gonna cap off at. Let me give you guys an exact reading as I am recording this video, and it does seem like the concurrent player count does peak in the mornings. That's what I've noticed with this game. It seems like that's where all the time regions it's the most effective in terms of having the most people on at the same time. 57,000 reviews, 93% positive still, so still sitting at 93%, and then going into the community hub right now, it is 1.708 million players, and we are in the morning. I would imagine that, later in the day, it might be at 1.1, but if it stays at over 1 million players all day, that is a substantially successful number, and again, 6 million copies sold. If you want to do some, second grade level math, let's say Pocket Pair is getting $20 per sale. It's $27 in early access. Whatever Valve's cut is Valve's cut. Let's say they get $20, 6 million times $20. Yeah, you guys can do the math. $120 million of revenue in just 4 days. Not to mention that they got a check from Microsoft. Not to mention that there's probably a billion publishers knocking down their door or investors wanting to get a piece of the pie. This game is a gargantuan success. I can't even begin. I was about to say I can't quantify the success of this game, but no, I can quantify it. It's 6 million copies sold. That's an insane number. Guys, Final Fantasy 16, Spider-Man 2, some of the biggest games from last year. Palworld, a new game that, not a ton of people saw coming. I mean, I personally was talking about it in this channel, and definitely in the inner gaming sphere. Like, people knew that this game was dropping, but once the game actually came out, that's when it really hit the mainstream zeitgeist, and that's when I started getting text messages from random people not knowing about video games being like, yo, Palworld, 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 and then that's when everybody really started talking about it, because that's what happens with games like this. They come out, and then word of mouth is so powerful, and with Palworld, that has been the biggest promotional vehicle that they've had. Word of mouth, streaming, and people just talking about it on Discord, to their friends. It's just one of those games that if you play it, you're probably telling your boys about it, you're telling your friends about it, and yeah, word of mouth is just the most powerful thing. In today's gaming landscape, more than any promotional vehicle that can offer you, any marketing budget can offer you, word of mouth trumps all of that. That is my humble opinion, but I do believe that's one of those reasons why the game has cracked 6 million copies sold. It's one of those games, one person buys it, and then they get on Discord, and then the infection begins where they tell their friends are telling their friends, and it's very easy to get a lot of people on board with a game like that. Obviously, Palworld does see a lot of comparisons to Pokemon, and in the PC gaming community, leave it up to them for a Pokemon mod right out the gate. Now, Palworld already dropped a Pokemon mod, as noted on Toasted. I I saw that Dextero was posting it as well. I'm not going to be showing any footage of that because, you know, I'm not trying to get hammered by Nintendo. And the tweet that Toasted put out, the media has been disabled in response to a report by the copyright owner being Nintendo. So Nintendo obviously is aware of this game. Yo, you're comical. You're kidding yourself if you don't think Nintendo knew about this game. Probably ahead of its release, but they probably didn't take it as seriously as they do now. And yes, now that more and more people are playing Palworld, and every time I've been talking to somebody that has played Palworld and we bring up the Pokemon thing, it's just like, yeah, there's these pals in it, but this ain't Pokemon. It's totally different than Pokemon. But what is the drawing card for this game? It is the pals. How many people would be playing this game if it was just another survival game? How many of those do we see on Steam? Like, tons, hundreds every year. Like, literally, that is not hyperbole. But you have these, you know, creatures and these pals that do roam the world, and that is very, very effective in terms of marketing to people. And everybody that's checked out this game, from who I talked to, or the majority of people, I would say, had some sort of affinity towards Pokemon, whether it be they played it as a kid or they're super into it, but they are kind of a little worn out by what Game Freak and Nintendo are offering these days. That Pokemon element absolutely elevated this game. Like, if thinking otherwise is foolish, but from a gameplay standpoint, most people are drawing comparisons to a Rust or an Arc, and it's a marriage of a lot of different gameplay styles, so, yeah, but Nintendo still obviously is gonna be salty about that, and, you know, if I was Nintendo, I would just be like, yo, like, let Palworld have its success. It's not like Pokemon is gonna die, it's not like Pokemon has any issues, but maybe it's just a little bit of a check being like, hey, Pokemon's been super stale for a while. Look at the state Scarlet and Violet dropped at. Like, the stuff that Nintendo gets away with just because they're Nintendo is so absolutely egregious, and you know what? They can continue to get away with it. They're Nintendo at the end of the day. If they drop a Pokemon game and it's not very good, and the next time around, it's still probably gonna sell millions upon millions of copies. They really don't have to do anything. Like, if I have this idea in my head that Nintendo's salty about Palworld, but at the same time, they could be like, alright, yo, they can sell like 5 million copies and we can continue dropping what we drop and sell 12 million copies, you know? Like, that could potentially be what Nintendo's thinking. I don't know. Like, Nintendo's weird and they kind of operate on an island on their own. I personally, like, looking at Palworld, I'd be like, alright, bro, we gotta do something, like, at least to modify what we offer, but, you know, it is what it is. And also, Toasted Shoes, who created the mod, also noted to IGN, we would love to complete the mod pack and release it for free to the public. However, for now, we are playing it by ear as we don't want any legal troubles. Like, legality issues with Palworld were always going to be something to be mindful of. So, there you go with that. And I do want to note, obviously, Pokemon fans are crazy. The hardcore of Nintendo, really any fandom is crazy. Like, what does fan mean? It means fanatic, and some fans can be pretty crazy. And when you get to the higher threshold of fandoms, yeah, some of them can be insane. And Palworld devs are saying that they received death threats amid Pokemon ripoff claims, as noted on IGN. You know, this is just something that they're gonna deal with, like, and it's not the majority of Pokemon fans, far from it. I want to say that the majority of Pokemon fans are relatively sane. It's just that you do have, in any fandom, you have a vocal, loud minority. That is just what's gonna be, and they're gonna say wild things. Pocket Pair noted, frantically working through all my DMs and emails, I promise. However, you'll excuse me if I skip over the death threats to the company, and massively outlandish claim. If you're capable of writing like an actual human being, though, I'll reply as soon as possible. So, you know, fans are gonna be wild. This isn't something that is that atypical, and obviously, again, I'm not trying to throw the entire Pokemon fan base under the bus. The majority of the Pokemon fan base probably look at Palworld and they're like, damn, this is a game I want to play, or they are playing it, but you do have those crazed, fans of any genre, of any entertainment IP that are just gonna be insane when it comes to things like this. Like, Palworld being a success, guys, it's literally a net positive for everyone. It's another quality game on the market. If it gives Nintendo a push to make better Pokemon games, well, that's a W as well. And if it doesn't, well, you have another quality game in the market. Nobody is losing. Pokemon will be just fine. There's no need for death threats or anything like that. But that's like, you guys already know what's up with something like this. You know, talking to those people and trying to talk sense to people that are sending death threats is really a foolish endeavor. So I'll leave it at that. But that'll do it for me. Again, Palworld cracked 6 million copies sold. That's in just 4 days, peaking at 1.7 million. I really think it's gonna get higher. Who knows if it cracks 2 million? I put nothing off the table at this point. Pokemon mod for Palworld as well, and Nintendo seems to catch wind of it, and Palworld devs getting death threats. You know, it is what it is. These things do happen from the crazed ones. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.